Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Paul Massive video, and time for some controversy? I don't know. Even though I personally don't find this video that controversial, but you know, anything that has to do with, I guess, prestige event is apparently not great. However, this is a video about good news, because there are definitely some great news over here, right? So if you're just here to, you know, be mad at the prestige event or whatever, I mean, you don't have to watch the video. Just go do something else with your life. However, if you are, you know, looking to actually try and do good in this event, right? And you definitely can, because if you're free to play, you could definitely do very, very well in this event, right? So let's talk about this, because the reason why, you know, it seemed a bit different is because Crash found some new info, and the official Twitter account also showed us some more info that could actually give us the calculations for free-to-play players relatively, I guess. I mean, well, you still need Thornton and Wickstrom, which aren't like 100% free-to-play. You still have to pull them, but they're 4 stars, right? They're not, you know, not a big deal. But yeah, those are definitely, you know, some things that we could get over there. So again, shout outs to Crash for getting us this info. Oh, and before I get into everything, there's some people, you know, been some people saying that I don't credit absolutely for the data mines lately, which here's why I don't credit absolutely for the data mines. Because I don't use Absolutely's data mine info. I'm using Crash's info. Why would I credit some other data miner that I don't use their info from, right? It's always Crash's and Vulture's, you know, stuff here on the Masters Reddit Discord, right? So, anyways, again, shout out to Crash. So, here's what we've got. So, first of all, for those who still don't know how this works, right? So basically, you spend stamina on the stage, you beat the stage, and then you get points, and then you turn those points into milestone rewards, right? So for the milestone rewards, I think this is the reward page, right? So these are all the rewards. So there's a lot of fantastic rewards here, right? So you got, you know, a bunch of scout tickets, a lot of gems, all that stuff. Some quest stages, orbs, there's medals as well, but it's kind of whatever. More orbs, more power-ups, there's a 5-star power-up, which is nice, right? So there's like 2 5-star power-ups, a bunch of gems. How many gems are there? 200, this, you know, move candy coins, whatever. Let's see, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So I guess 1,000, you know, 1,000 gems, a bunch of scout tickets, a bunch of power-ups, right? All that stuff, orbs, skill orbs, right? So this is the one we're going to talk about today, because here's this thing. There really isn't much to talk about the ranking rewards, because the ranking rewards, they're gonna be the ones who pay, I guess, you know, they spend the most gems in this game, right? And I know this is super unpopular to say. This is incredibly unpopular for me to say, but the people who spend more are gonna get the better rewards. That's just a fact, right? However, unfortunately, in this event, the rewards are not that great, so I wouldn't suggest people to spend on this event, because if you spend in this event, your rewards that you get are actually worse than the gems that you spend. So these are incredibly not worth it, unless, like, the only point in, like, real point, I guess, in going for this the ranking thing is just to show off to your friends, have your name in there, right? The rewards are definitely not worth it at all over here. However, these down here, these milestone rewards are these point rewards, right? These are definitely worth it, and these are doable semi free to play. I say semi because, again, we need Thornton and Wickstrom, right? So this is how it's going to work. Basically, there's 3 stages that you could run, right? Of all these stages, the hardest stage takes the most stamina but gives you the most points. So obviously, you know, we're gonna be talking about the part 3 very hard. So every time you clear it, it's 1,000 points, right? So The highest reward, where is it? Here it is. The highest reward is 350,000 points. But that's just like the medal. So like, okay, let's take away that. Let's say, okay, the like highest like actually useful like reward, right, is 300,000 points, right? So every time you clear the stage, it's 1,000 points, costs you 40 stamina, right? 1,000 points over here, and there are other points, right? Speed bonus, the quicker, you know, you clear the stage, the more points you get from the speed bonus, up to 200 points, right? It decreases, I think, 1 second, like 1 point per 1 second, right? So there's that. And then there's a heaviest hit bonus. The higher damage you do in a single hit, the more points you get. And then the lowest you could get is 50. Highest you could get is 500. And then unscuffed bonus, it's, you know, it's the least damage you take. You know, the lesser damage you take, the more points you get. That's also 50 to 500. And then there's a survivor bonus. If you survive with only 1 sync pair remaining, you get 100 points. If you have 2 sync pairs remaining, 200 points. And then 3 sync pairs remaining, 250 points, right? And then there is a lineup bonus. So this lineup bonus is basically the sync pairs that you use in here. And this is, you know, the controversial one. Oh, Gloria gives you so much. They want you to pull for Gloria. Nonsense. Do not pull for Gloria for this event, right? Only pull for Gloria if you really want Gloria as a sync pair. Don't pull her, you know, if you like hate her and you just specifically want it for this event. Because, again, you could do it without Gloria. You don't need Gloria. You don't need Steven. You don't need Jasmine, right? So, let's talk about these. So, looking at the units over here, right? Again, these are like a lot of multipliers. Gloria gives you like double the points at 1 move level, and then 4 times the points at move level 5, right? Steven Metagross is 1.1 times at move level 1 and the 1.5 at move level 5, and same for, you know, Jasmine. Obviously, you know, every time you increase their move level, it gives you a bit more. We're not going to look at those today because, again, these aren't, you know, these are 5 stars. We're not going to talk about them. Let's just talk about the 4 stars and 3. Well, I mean, guys, they're all 4 stars. So the ones down here, which is Thornton Bronzong, Molayne Dugtrio, and Wickstrom Aegislash. So obviously these are relatively easy to obtain, right? I mean, like 4 stars in comparison to 5 stars. As long as you've played the game for, like, you know, if you've played it for a while, if you've summoned on like a few banners before, you should have these well, not Molayne, but like Wickstrom and Thornton at a decent move level, right? And Molayne Dugtrio is from the story, and this guy's free. So, although, you know, only at 1 move level, you can use, like, move candy on him, right, if you want. He doesn't have a sync grid yet, but he's going to get a sync grid in the future. So I guess if you, like, if you already used all the 4-star candies on, like, your Infernapes, your Kingdras, whatever, I guess you could use it on Molayne if you want. This definitely does help, right? But it's not, like, the biggest deal in the world. So, let's start, you know, talking about this. So, every time you beat this, again, there's a completion bonus. There's all 3 of these bonuses for like different, you know, conditions, right? Oh, well, there's a 4th one over here for Survivor. And then on top of that, every time, or I guess every day, you get 3 random chances of a boost, right? So 3 times per day, you get a random chance for like a boost on your next run, right? And this boost, according to their official site, right, is a 3 times boost. So you get, so makes one of your runs worth like basically 3 runs, right? It's a 3 times boost. So yeah, that's how it works. And if you could see over here, the lineup bonus is actually calculated after you get all the other bonuses, right? So you get all those bonuses first, you add them up, and then afterwards you multiply it by your lineup bonus. And then in the end, you multiply it, you know, by the boost bonus if you get a boost, right? Again, 3 times per day, and then the event lasts for 7 days, right? So let's talk about it then. Let's start doing some calculations. So first of all, how many stages can we clear per day? Let's first establish that, right? So it's 6 stamina, or what, you know, 1 minute. Not 6 stamina 1 minute. It'll be nice if it was 6 stamina 1 minute. It's 6 minutes to generate 1 stamina, right? So in an hour, you generate 10 stamina. So starting with that, 10 stamina, and then you go for times 24 hours. That's 240 stamina, and then you get the whoops, not minus, and then you get the free 200 stamina per day from the daily missions, right? The daily, you know, mission thing, for just logging in, right? The login stamina, that's 440, and then so each stage costs you 40 stamina, right? Each stage costs you 40 stamina, divide by 40, 11. So every day, if you, again, all the stamina, you're in there all the time, you get 11 attempts. You get 11 attempts per day. So yeah, let's start doing some math here. So 11 attempts, there's 7 days to do it, right? 7 days. So all right, we have a multiplier of 77 over there. So let's start calculating how much we get from a single run. So first of all, right, the clear, you clear it, you get 1,000 points, straight up 1,000 points for clearing it. Don't need to do anything else. Let's say the speed bonus, let's say we just complete, like, we're going to calculate on the bare minimum. Let's say we just suck. We're terrible. We go in there, we put the phone down, go to the bathroom for 2 minutes, come back, assuming, you know, you're still alive, and then you just forgot to do it, you put it down there, and you waste all the speed points, right? Let's say you get like the least speed points, which should be, I guess, 1, or is it 0? It doesn't matter, 1 or 0. Probably, you know what, let's just say 0. Just get 0 speed bonus points at all, right? And then let's assume we just do like absolutely no damage, right? Which again, it's going to be very, very hard to like even get, like, it's going to be relatively hard to get the lowest, right? But let's just say we just try our best to suck really bad, and we get like 50 points here, and then same thing over here. Like we suck really bad. We just let them, like, you know, we let them crit us every turn, all that stuff. We get, you know, 50 points here, right? And then survivor bonus, let's say, I mean, let's just have all 3 of them survive, because okay, as bad as Wixstrom and Thorton are, right, they are good tanks. They're definitely good tanks. They're really, really good tanks, especially Thorton, you know, increases its defenses, and then you also have resistance, so it's basically a free rock guard against the opponents. So let's say all of them survive, right? Say all of them survive, so you get 250 over here, 50 over here, 50 over here, and then 1,000 over here, right? So yeah, let's quantify that. So that's, remember, this is 77, right? And that's just, you know, the attempts per day divided by the days that it's active. So it's 77 attempts total in the whole duration, right? So let's do this 1,000 plus let's say 50 plus 50 plus 0 for the speed plus 250 for the survivor bonus. That's going to give us 1,350. And all right, so after that, there's a lineup bonus, right? So this lineup bonus is, you know, again, the sync pairs that you use. And looking at this, right, again, these are really, really easy to get, right? So let's say we get, you know, move level 5 out of these, right? Move level 5 for both of them, that's 1.5, 1.25, 1.25, so that's 1.5, and then let's say Molayne Dugshu, you know, you don't want to use a move candy on it, it's just move level 1, right? So that's 1.55, that's a 1.55 multiplier. There we go, and then that's the amount that we get per run, right? And then now let's calculate, you know, times 11 runs per day, that's 23,000, and then times 7 days for the, you know, I guess just total runs there, right? In the whole duration, and there's your final number over there, right? 161,000, which is not exactly where we want it to be, right? The final, it's only up to this tech move candy code, which is nice, but we want the whole thing, right? So remember, there's also, again, there's also the extra bonus that we get per day, and that's 3 times a day. That's 3 times a day. you get an extra bonus that gives you 3 times the stuff, right? So let's keep that number, and let's add it up by, right? Again, 1.55 times the same stuff, 1,000 plus, whoops, not, you know what, times 1, I guess, plus, what was it, 50 plus 50 plus 250 over here, and then times 3, because you get 3 times that, right? And then you get it 3 times a day, so times another 3, right? And then times, again, 7 days. And there you go. You got 292,000. Obviously, in those, we also have that F3 extra attempts per day. So, you know, in terms of, obviously, you might want to spend a few gems on your stamina just to get it up to, again, 300,000, right? And this is just assuming we're like everyone, like we suck and we just do our worst, right? This is the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, again, spend a bit of gems on your stamina, and then you could easily reach 300,000. Or if you start saving stamina from, you know, today, you could get a few extra attempts in there as well. If you don't spend any stamina day, or if you've been saving for a few days, right? Just picking up your daily login stamina, all that stuff. Yeah, again, you could easily get to 300,000. Obviously, this is not enough for the 350,000, the last medal. But then again, it is only a medal. It doesn't really give you anything else outside of that. It looks nice. It really does look nice, right? However, you know, again, yeah, for free to play, can't really bargain with that. However, again, if you do really want to go for that, all you have to do is just do a bit better than the worst case scenario, right? And then we could throw out another equation over here. Let's say you do a bit better. Maybe if you want to use a move candy on Mullane Doug Trio, right? Turn that into, I guess, 1.6 instead, right? So let's go for 1.6 times, say, again, the clear is still the same, 1,000, plus, let's say we don't do that terrible. Again, the maximum is 500. Let's say we're not absolutely terrible. Let's say we get 200, right? Again, we don't know exactly how we, what's the criteria for all these, right? But I assume it's, shouldn't be that bad, right? 200, and then the same for the other one. Say, again, we're not absolutely terrible. We actually play good, right? And get another 200 over here. And then let's say for the speed one, instead of having no time left, let's give ourselves like, 50 seconds left. How about that? Let's get 50 over here. And then again, the 250 survival bonus. And then times 11, times 7, right? And then again, use a bit more stamina for that extra 3 bonuses, and we'll do that again. 1.6 times, what was it again? 1,000, plus 200, plus 200 over here, plus 250, and then plus again, 50 for the time, and then times 3 times 3 times 7 over here, and we get 380,000. That's obviously, much over the highest one, right? So maybe because I didn't do these numbers beforehand. I'm just doing this live on camera. So, well, maybe I guess we don't need the extra Mullane, or we don't even need to spend the gems on the extra, attempts per day. If we again just do like half decent, right? Let's go back to 1.55, and then go for, say, 1,000 over here. Again, 200 plus 200 plus 250 plus 50. Let's see, and I'm just curious myself as well, right? Times What's 11 minus 3? It's really late. 8 times 7, right? Then plus 1.55 times, let's see, 1000 plus 200 plus 200 plus 250. Whoops. How do I go back one? Oh, there we go. 250 plus, again, so let's say 50 or whatever, right? And then times 3 times 3 times 7. That still gives us a decent amount, right? Even if we're not using, like, this is assuming we're not using like any gems on stamina, right? If we're not using any gems on stamina, we still, again, comfortably get that, 300k, assuming also we do semi-decent, right? Assuming we do semi-decent. Obviously, if you have like 1 out of 5 Gloria, 3 out of 5 Steven or whatever, this is a complete joke. But again, we're not talking about those folks. We're just talking about, the common folks who generally just don't have maxed out everything, right? So, or in terms of the 5-star units, right? So again, this is really doable. If you really want to go for that extra, 5-star or not 5-star, I guess it's 4-star diamond medal, right? You can spend a few gems on your stamina if you really want, I guess. So it is definitely doable. It's definitely doable. The only 2 factors we have to consider, and these are the 2 mystery factors that we don't know yet, right? This could either make or break this thing. Is first factor is can Molayne do it? Can Molayne carry us and actually beat the stage, right? Molayne with Thornton and what was the other one? Aegislash, right? Can Bronzong, Aegislash, and Alolan Dugtrio actually beat the stage? That is, the first question here. If it can, then obviously, again, much easier, right? And then the second thing is, how rare are those random boosts? If they're like extremely rare, then then that could potentially be disastrous. If it's not like really rare, and it's in the 11 attempts per day you get all 3. Then again, this is incredibly easy. You get, free-to-play players could get all the milestone rewards, spending, again, just minimal amounts of, gems at all, right? Or even at all, if you, again, do well in this one. So, yeah, again, those 2 factors are really important factors, right? We don't know them yet. We have to wait till the, event comes out. But if those 2 factors turn out to be positive, right, then that means for free-to-play players, you could collect all the milestone rewards. Unlike the time trial event, where free-to-play players, if you didn't have Blue, if you didn't have Rosanta, if you didn't have Nade, you just could not, do it at all, right? This one, at least, you have a chance to get, potentially all the rewards, right? Again, does depend on if Molayne plus Bronzong plus Wixorm could beat the thing, right? I do think Molayne should be fine. I think Molayne's slightly underrated as a striker, right? I mean, it's not anything like crazy, but like as a striker, it's not bad. It has like, and I do think it really helps this whole team a lot. Plus, it's all steel, so if guys like farmed up any type skill orbs, you can invest them into all 3, right? That gives you a decent amount of stuff. Like these 2 are attack, and then the Molayne is striker, right? So you'd get a decent amount of attack buff on Molayne, right? So how much was it again? I think it's 24 on each. Let me just check my phone real quick. How much was tech? The type skill again, if you max it out. Yeah, 24. So that's 48. It's 48 plus 78, extra 78, and then obviously on top of that, if you have the gear, right, that's an extra 40, so that's 100 and what was the number again? 118, right? 118 on top of Molayne's attack. That's over 400, right? That's over 430 or something, right? If you have them at 5-star, obviously that's even better, right? you're pretty close. You're over 450, right? For you know, Molane's attack. And yeah, like Molane should be fine. Like really good speed as well, right? Even at 4-star, almost 400 speed, which does make up for both Aegislash and Bronzong's relatively slow speed. So that definitely helps. Over here again, X attack, yeah, +2 attack. And then you get sharply raises speed, and you raise both defenses as well, right? Again, that helps with the damage mitigation, you know, bonus, all that stuff. Survival bonus as well. Iron Head has a moderate chance to flinch. You know, again, does solid damage over there. Sync move 250, right? 250 base sync move. Your passives suck. I mean, your passives are just really bad. But you know, everything else is fantastic, right? Molane should be fine. The only problem is, are these two going to be fine, right? And that's a slight issue, because Blade Form Aegislash does absolutely nothing. Honestly, like this thing doesn't do anything at all, right? Bad defenses, all that stuff. You probably would just want him to be in like King Shield, for like, you want him to like just be in like the, you know, defense stance for like the whole battle or something, right? You know, raise your defenses, all that stuff. And then Thornton, probably want to maybe tank with Thornton. Thornton has fantastic defenses, right? Both defenses, very good, right? HP not so much. I mean, it's not bad if, you know, if you raise it 5-star if you really want. But yeah, you'd have a small chance to flinch with Zen Headbutt on top of your Iron Head, so you could flinch the opponents. That means, you know, you take less damage again. That means you're gonna get more points on the Unscuffed bonus, right? So that definitely helps. On top of that, analysis complete. It raises both your defenses and then makes you resistance to the type that your opponent is. And your opponent, I think, is all rock types. Not saying that it's going to be all rock type moves, but there's going to be a lot of rock type moves, right? So there's that. Telekinesis not really helpful here. What's its attack? I mean, its attack's not terrible. It's only like a few points behind Nate. So, like, I mean, you know, Charball. You know, if they raise their speed, that's, you know, 44 base power, right? Almost. Actually, you know what? It's 5 for this thing have more to... 5-star Bronzong has more attack than Nate. An aggravation 1 on your passive. So again, you know, Zen Headbutt. Yeah, Zen Headbutt and Iron Head targeting your opponents, flinching them, is definitely going to be a very helpful thing. Again, the only thing I just like, Wickstrom just really does nothing. Wickstrom contributes nothing to the team, and potentially even like holds the team back, because in King's Shield you can't like even Q moves or whatever, right? So that's a problem, honestly. So yeah, this thing's bad. I mean, you have Iron Head, you know, moderate chance of flinching, but you do have Vigilance though, I guess. Yeah, but on the other hand, like, what are you gonna do? Like, yeah, I mean, again, Molane is fast, but I don't think it's that fast to like to like give us like double Q on like 3-gauge moves. So yeah, again, is it possible for, you know, relatively, again, you still have to spend gems to get like, you know, both Thornton and Wickstrom, which again, not the hardest units to get in the world, right? They are relatively common. So it's not impossible for free-to-play players and plus we're getting a lot of gems, right? We're getting a lot of gems throughout this whole event anyways. So I mean, you know, good luck getting like a Thornton or something, right? Okay, the real good luck should be, you know, try and pull like a Glory, but you know, if you do get, you know, again, 5 Thornton, 5 Wickstrom, that's a really great multiplier for your bonus, and all you gotta do is spend like a bit of gems, just a tiny bit, don't spend too much, right? A tiny bit of gems, or if you save up some stamina beforehand, you should relatively easily at least get the 300k rewards. And if you just want to spend a bit more for the medal, you know, you could get the medal as well, right? But I don't think it's worth it. It's just a medal. So yeah, anyways, that's me for this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, so I'm on my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.